to all the present fathers.
To all the daddies.
To all the daddies. We wish you a happy Father's Day.
Does this include sugar daddies?
Yes, it does. Yes,
Not you say yes to sugar daddies.
Yes, it definitely does. Happy Father's Day to all the sugar daddies.
Nana. Shout out to all the dads who are pulling through, the single dads, the present dads.
Yes.
I know we see you guys. You are loved and appreciated.
Yes.
And to all the dads who are not present, to all the dads who left their kids and never came back, we hope lightning finds you.
Today we salute all of those who show up with strength, softness, wisdom, and presence. And if your father's still around, give him his flowers now whilst he's still
take advantage.
Please, please. And if he's no longer with us, we hold space for that grief and gratitude.
What does hold space mean? People always say we're holding space. Where are we holding? What are we holding? Oh my goodness. So the highlight of my week was I got to interview Uzo Zabini Toons. On the gold carpet, right? And if anyone knows me, they know that I'm obsessed and that I love her so much, right?
Yes. Does definitely mean that she had an amazing time at the golden carpet.
Oh, the gold carpet.
I was watching you there with some fine South African brothers, Sana.
Let me tell you, the men in South Africa, shame, they are problematic, but it was such a celebration of culture. And it was such a celebration of knowing where you come from as a South African, because it's part of your history, it's part of your culture. I'm sure in years from now, part of the history books will be roads must fall, fees must fall, and these were youth uprising. It's always young people who bring to the forefront what is happening. And it's not to say people who are older maybe don't have the same fight or the same energy, but young people are always so willing to take the risk, because there's a lot that comes with putting yourself out there and standing up for a cause.
That's true.
And it's not just being cancelled, but it's death. Especially in those times. People were not just being taken to jail, having a criminal record. You faced not coming back alive. And
our people fought for the right to learn. They fought for the right to be heard, the right to exist.
The right to exist as a human being.
And now, as the youth of 2025, we have to carry the baton. But do you think we're still running the race today in terms of just fighting for the youth to be heard and seen, or have we forgotten what was passed down to us as the youth?
I don't know if I can say we've dropped the baton, because people are constantly fighting. We're constantly trying to be heard as young people, but maybe it's just because now we have access to social media. People do a lot online as well to try and get a cause heard.
That's true.
But sometimes showing up in numbers shows the truth behind it. We can always show up on social media comfortable from your bed, but to actually decide to get up and march to the union buildings, march to the High Court, show up at the offices of the people who are in power is a totally different thing. And I remember from when I was a student leader and we used to be involved in those spaces, those things are hectic, because you're not just considering yourself in that moment, you're considering the people who are showing up with you, considering the people who you're marching for, and creating a noise, creating havoc to disrupt, because that's the whole point. Let me not say we. I haven't.
You haven't disrupted.
I haven't disrupted it in a while, but that's the whole reason behind it. You create havoc, you disrupt spaces so that people feel uncomfortable the same way it feels uncomfortable as you existing in whatever cause you're standing for.
Sanvanani Dumalang of Sheni, good morning. And a welcome to a very special edition of Echoes of the City. Today isn't just any other Saturday, it is June the 16th, where we celebrate Youth Day.
Okay, June 16th today?
No, actually, it is the weekend of the
I was like, I lost 16th. The dates, girl. I don't remember.
The 16th of June is actually on Monday.
It's giving public holiday.
So it is a long weekend. And again, June 16th, specifically on Monday, is a very special day in South Africa. A day that lives in the hearts of many. A day that is carved out of courage and resistance and relentless spirit of people who stood up against the injustices in 1976. 6. Not only also is it the weekend of June 16, we are also celebrating Father's Day tomorrow. So to all the present fathers,
to all the daddies,
we wish you a happy Father's Day.
Does this include sugar daddies?
Yes, it does. Yes, it
not you say yes to sugar daddies.
Yes, it definitely does. Happy Father's Day to all the sugar daddies.
Wait, nah. Imagine you go home and now your friend is dating your dad.
Yo, I would cry real tears, Sana. I would cry real tears. But nonetheless, Asikolapa, we are here to usher you into an amazing long weekend because it is a long weekend. And again, we miss long weekends, shame, because April did so
April
good.
Gave you more long weekends.
Oh my gosh, you see this year, the calendar gods are with us. Tina, I'm a weekend lovers. So yeah, and we all know Saturdays are for acres of the city and Saturdays are for the citizens. Phindi, like your host with the most. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will be with you right now from 11 all the way till 1 p.m. And obviously, I can never rock this boat solo because I am with the citizens' favorite.
Bow, 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 bow. I love that sound. I feel like if I could have it like, if I could imitate it like exactly just like if I could touch something on my body, like you see how you just push that button and it goes bow bow.
Yeah.
And guys can do it. I just go bow bow bow. But you know how it is. You know what I do. How you doing?
No, I'm fantastic. How was your week, B?
How was my week? Oh my goodness. So the highlight of my week was I got to interview Uzo Zibini Toons. On the gold carpet, right? And if anyone knows me, they know that I'm obsessed and that I love her so much, right?
Yes.
And so like while we're busy doing the live, I noticed her in the lounge where we were, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like I had that moment, like I can't fangirl. Yeah. I'm on a live one. It's not like so it's being recorded. It's not like this thing is being recorded and like they're gonna cut and paste and I can have my reaction or whatever. Yes. And so they saw how I reacted when I saw her, and then I said to someone who I was interviewing, I was like, oh my gosh, that's Osibini and I love her so much. Mm-hmm. And then I moved on, and then they brought her over.
Yes.
And then I had to act so normal.
Yeah.
And
they brought her over to talk to you.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, oh my goodness, Jesus. And
the greatness.
I cannot believe it. I love her so much, guys.
Yeah.
Like to this day, I know her answer. The most important lesson we should be teaching young girls today is leadership.
Take a space.
Oh,
yes.
And it's not because it's been lacking, it's because the society has never allowed them.
Yeah.
Oh, to take up space and cement yourself. So I love you, girl. Like I love her with my whole heart. Amazing.
So that does definitely mean that she had an amazing time at the golden carpet.
Oh, the gold carpet.
I was watching you there with some fine South African brothers, Sana.
Let me tell you, the men in South Africa, shame, they are problematic, but
they are, definitely.
We have good looking men. And you know what's so weird now? Is that in that space, of course, there are people who have been in the game for a long time, and then there are people who are new to the game.
Yes.
And it's like having to control yourself to not fangirl over certain people that you just love so much.
Yeah, because now you're in the industry and you are like literally rubbing shoulders with these people. Which means now you're supposed to behave like they're your colleagues.
Oh, and that time you're like, oh my gosh, I love you so much. I know everything about you. You don't even understand. So like it was so tough. And also being able to network. If there's one thing I love doing, it's selling.
Selling yourself.
I want to always make sure whatever space I'm in is like network.
Yeah.
So until people are taking pictures, I'm like, I don't have time to take picture right now. I'm running. I'm like, that person, I remember him from Showmax. Let me go speak to him. This person I remember from here. So I really had a good week. Work was a lot though. Work was really a lot. Still finding that balance. 9 to 5 and 5 to 9.
5 to 9.
Yoey.
It's crazy.
And it's winter, guys. Please stop running.
Yeah. I'm still surprised that there's people that wake up in this freezing cold at 5 a.m. in the morning to run.
I don't even know how you wake up at 7 a.m.
Oh, imagine, Sana. And I mean, I've been just spending the week in bed because I had this hectic flu that I caught over the weekend because I had such a good weekend last weekend. And I was just outside. So also, I just think I caught a bit of a cold outside and I had to just treat and nurse that cold and stay warm for the rest of the week. It was even hard to get anything done. I had a long week because also I don't like getting sick. So guys, please, if you know you are about to go outside or just do your clothing outside in this cold winter, please try and stay warm. And if you know that you are not feeling well, just stay at home.
Keep your sickness with yourself, girl. Exactly. Don't spread it.
Just until also we'll be right. But now I'm feeling better nonetheless, and you can let us know.
And she looks great. Okay, guys, those of you who follow Miss Phindi, I wish you could see she got her weave on lace wear. There's not even a lace inside. Get natural hair, lashes.
Sana lace wear. But if you do want to witness this for yourself, you can head on over to Twitch. We are streaming live from Twitch and also on the Bogart Radio app. You can let us know how your week was. You can let us know what you are planning for this long weekend, because I know people are out and about and there's a lot of events that are taking place. I know for one, I'm also going to the Bram Street Fest, to the Bram fashion show right after this. So I'm going there with Mama Ferraro.
Yeah.
So you're going to be seeing those young boys putting the drip there, you know.
Hi, boy, young boys. What about the girls?
Well, most of these people that are showcasing there are actually male. Actually, the brand owners for the brands that are going to be showcasing there
are guys.
Actually, yes.
And what if my future husband is there?
What if, Sana? What if I can't remember you have something else?
Hey, when I'm going to PTA, there's this beer festival happening, and it's giving Hey Neighbor, but like on a small scale. There's like 3 or 4 stages. Yeah, no, it's. I even said, you know what? I don't drink. But let me go for the vibes.
Yeah,
you know, just because you don't drink doesn't mean you can't have a great time.
It does, exactly. It doesn't mean you can't go out to have the time of your life. Let us know what you're doing, what you're getting up to today, where you're listening from, who you are, and which part of the country or the world you are streaming us from, because we absolutely love hearing from you. In the meantime, here's some amazing music. KO coming through with a nice one featuring Matlera Dopo, and the title of that one is Let Me Cook. And ahead of that one, I played Jubasi M featuring Ulime Crazy and Orange, and the title of that one is Ugushona Ngolanga 2.0. Absolutely love that one. Ubasi, shout out to her. She won the Metro 3 times. Imagine 3 times award winning.
It's better to be award winning and nominated. It's like Cookie Adams on her thingy. On her bio. Yeah. On Instagram. Yeah. It says SAFTA nominated.
Yes.
I said, damn.
Shout out to her. Shout out to her for keeping the Amapiano culture alive. We are still talking all things, it being the June 16 weekend, Father's Day, and also we are just recapping on the week that we had. Let us know what kind of week you had and what you are looking forward to the most this weekend, because we absolutely love hearing from you. My type, baby, you have to give us the scoop and the tea, Sana, and the
which one?
Because you were there at the Gold Carpet.
Oh my goodness.
Shaka iLembe is actually season 2 is starting tomorrow.
I can't wait. We got to watch the first episode.
Yes.
Right. Oh, what an episode. What an episode.
So the Gold Carpets also had like a streaming thing. So you guys were premiering the first episode.
So we were premiering the first episode.
Ooh,
so we were showing up. We were making sure that, you know, and the thing was African royalty, and I'm sure you saw people were dressed to impress.
To the nines.
Oh, and I got there and I was like, oh my goodness, am I dressed enough?
You were. You looked amazing.
Those people were dressed and Nomza Mombata.
Yes.
The way they dressed her. Oh absolutely. My goodness.
Her outfit just grew.
And also Zamani Mbata said hello and shook my hand. And this is the second time I've seen him. If I meet him a third time, I think we're meant to be soulmates.
Yes.
I think he's meant to be mine. Like, he's so gorgeous. But as call up, what else is there to say? It was just such a lovely experience, you know. Not only did they explain like how everything came about, but they spoke about production. They spoke about all the work that went into production, to building the sets.
Ooh.
You know, how many people were needed, and how it wasn't just like some sort of tender that was given out, but they tried to make use of the people who were in the community. We even had His Royal Highness, the Zulu King. He was there. The Zulu King. And then I think there was a prince from Eswatini.
Yes.
Who was there as well. It was such a celebration of culture, and it was such a celebration of knowing where you come from as a South African, because it's part of your history, it's part of your culture.
Yes.
It was an experience. It was absolutely amazing, and I think that I can't wait to go to more. I can't wait to be at more of these things, because being in the industry and learning how much actually goes into the industry are 2 different things.
That's
like
true.
having to know how much, like it's our show. It's like, for example, our show.
Yes.
People don't know, as much as it's the two of us on air, we have Rosa with us every Saturday, who ensures that the streams go clean, who ensures that like everything looks, the edits, you know, the people who make sure that the drops are there for us, the people who make sure that, okay, you're going to get a guest, this. Like, there's so much that goes into it besides us just showing up and doing our job.
That's true.
So I think it was such a lovely experience. And also, shout out to Mzansi Magic. You know, they really killed it. The setup looked amazing. Shout out to the sponsors, you know. It was really cute. There was this one advert. I think it was for, I don't know. I don't want to. It was a car, though. A car who had sponsored or was part of the sponsors for the show, you know. And so it's Uputo Mdala on the phone. And then it's like, and he's wearing that time the full Zulu, like, and he's on the phone and he's calling, and then one of the other actresses is in the car. Oh, it was such a cool experience. And you know, shout out to them for having me as well. Thanks. Love you loads, my dear. But yeah, it was a great experience. And also to see how culture and history can be represented in such a positive manner. You know. And to think that there are so many more stories that can still be told.
And speaking of stories that that still can be told, I think the story of the 16th of June also still can be told, like in a much more positive light, because Sarafina is still traumatizing even till today. Like, I will never. It's a very memorable production. And it's a production that tells the story of our history and the struggle that South Africans have fought, like, for a long time.
But I don't think that we should, like, I hear what you're saying. We need to tell history in a positive light, but we can never take away from what happened. You know, we can never. I mean, it's like, I'm sure in years from now, part of the history books will be roads must fall, fees must fall, you know. And these were youth uprising. There's the lady, what school was she from? There's that young lady who fought at her school because of her hair.
Pretoria Girls High.
It was Pretoria Girls High, right? Like, it's always young people who bring to the forefront what is happening. And it's not to say, like, you know, people who are older maybe don't have the same fight or the same energy, but young people are always so willing to take the risk, because there's a lot that comes with putting yourself out there and standing up for a cause.
That's true.
And it's not just being cancelled, but it's death. Especially in those times. People were not just being, like, taken to jail, having a criminal record. You faced not coming back alive. And I don't think we can ever, like, tell these stories in a way that's more sweet.
Because it was nothing about that was sweet.
There was nothing cute about it.
There was nothing cute about it. There was just constantly fights, and our people fought for the right to learn. They fought for the right to be heard, the right to exist.
The right to exist as a human being.
And now, as the youth of 2025, we have to carry the baton. But are we still? Do you think we're still running the race today in terms of, like, just fighting for the youth to be heard and seen, or have we forgotten what was passed down to us as the youth?
That's a tough question. I think there are people who do stand up. I mean, if you look at things like GBV, we have a lot of people who are attending in masses. Like, we have huge numbers who show up for GBV protests. And whenever there's a cause that needs to be rallied behind, there's always a lot of young people who are willing to jump on it. I think the only difference, and I think the thing that makes it tougher today, is obviously how you're branded when you show up at those things. How it impacts your work, how it can impact your growth. And that's not just, like, industry-wise, that's corporate. That's anywhere. The moment you're labeled as something, and they drag you, they'll find out who you are. They'll say that this person did 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And now having a criminal record. Like, there's a lot that I think a lot of people think about before they align themselves with a cause or show up for a cause. I don't know if I can say we've dropped the baton. Because, I mean, people are constantly fighting. We're constantly trying to be heard as young people. But maybe it's just because now we have access to social media. I
think the fighting now has become it doesn't have to be vigilant.
It doesn't. It's not always people showing up on the forefront live. people do a lot online. Yeah, people do a lot online as well to try and get a cause heard.
That's true.
But sometimes showing up in numbers shows the truth behind it. I mean, we can always show up on social media comfortable from your bed. But to actually decide to get up and march to the union buildings, march to the High Court, show up at the offices of the people who are in power is a totally different thing. And I remember from when I was a student leader and we used to be involved in those spaces, those things are hectic. Because you're not just considering yourself in that moment, you're considering the people who are showing up with you, considering the people who you are marching for. It's a very difficult thing, and I shout out to the students representative councils at all institutions, because they keep on fighting for the needs and the cries of the students also. Shout out to NGOs, NPOs, shout out to anyone who is leading a movement, that needs to be heard. And creating a noise, creating havoc to disrupt, because that's the whole point. Let me not say we. I haven't.
You haven't disrupted.
I haven't disrupted it in a while, but that's the whhole reason behind it. You create havoc, you disrupt spaces so that people feel uncomfortable the same way it feels uncomfortable as you existing in whatever cause you're standing for.
And that's amazing, man. And today we celebrate you as the echo, as the citizens. We celebrate you, the dreamer, the doer, the disruptor, the creator. Whether you're in a lecture hall or at a kasi hustling, whether behind the mic, or whether you're there at the cashier doing your thing, simply trying to make it through the day, this moment is for you. So stay with us, because this show is all about you, your voice, your music, your truth. A lovely one coming through from Young Stan and DJ Maporisa XW. They feature Tato Hati on that one, and the title of that one is Abantwana Bako. What an amazing spiritual song, man. If you know me as a Phindi Black, as your citizen, I absolutely love these spiritual songs. Now let's talk all things global. The BET Awards just happened, and as always, it was a celebration of Black excellence in music, fashion, and just simply its culture. We saw amazing jaw-dropping performances to these speeches that used to
Dochi.
Yes,
Dochi said, "Excuse me, President Trump, your time is up, girl."
And I think this was more than just entertainment. It was a reminder that the Black talents continue to lead, influence, and redefine the global culture. So we saw powerful tributes, emotional wins, and just clear messages that the world is watching and Africa is not being left behind, because Sana TXC, my girls took the best new international acts, and shout out to them.
They didn't play games.
Shout out to all of our African nominees and winners. Whether they walked away with the trophy or not, they are still flying the flag high. I mean, it's absolutely so beautiful, man, to see
and it's
the
so
BETs embracing more of our sound.
And it's so wild to think it was only established in 2001.
Imagine how great it's grown now.
And it's become such a it's a cultural thing on its own. It's a standpoint in any sort of award ceremony, because it always makes sure to celebrate what was not celebrated.
That's true. And I personally feel as an industry, as we all come together to celebrate the industry, the entertainment industry, as such as the BETs, the dynamics of it, we just get to see, because man, there are also certain parts of the world where maybe the music or the entertainment is not so much appreciated. So a shout out to them for also putting Africa on the map. And we also have had the likes of Abu Shava, Abu Makati winning the BETs. We also have Uncle Waffles, she has won a BET. Tyler has won a BET as
well. Girl, let me tell you, South Africans, we collect them. South Africans, there's nothing we don't collect.
They have put us on the map. One thing I did not though appreciate about the BETs is how those people were dressed. Guys, I personally feel the industry as a USA, the only thing they take serious is the Met Galas.
No, guys.
Everything else just, oh my God.
Let me tell you,
people were looking so hideous.
People just have a sense of style. And remember, they have stylists as well. So people are meant to be, I think people are always just trying to stay ahead of the trends. People are always just trying to, Yeah, they're trying.
Yeah.
Maybe trying too much.
Hey, yeah. Or maybe they're not even trying at all. Because, I mean, every time I watch, like, these awards, like, whether it's the Grammys, whether it's the Oscars, whether it's the BETs, I'm just always underwhelmed at how these people are dressed up. But when it comes to the Met Galas, they always eat.
How do you want them to dress?
Like, I don't know, man. Like, these are the awards, you know. Just, like, look a little pizzazz or something. Like, I don't know. Just bring the drama
They
to
must
it.
call Bogart.
You know, because, exactly.
They
And
must
because,
call
you know...
Bogart.
If it, like awards, like they only happen like almost like once a year.
Yes.
So this is your one chance to actually show people that okay.
It's your one chance to show off.
Yeah.
But now also remember, like it depends on your personal style as well. Like if we look at the premiere from this previous Thursday, right?
Yes.
From Shaka iLembe, there were people who went off. And there were people who just dressed quite simply. Like they had touches of African royalty in their outfit. And it could be that maybe they just felt as though for this event you don't need to go all out, or they felt as though in alignment with their personal style it's not something that they need to I don't know. Then it's not something that they need to pop off on. If that's the correct word. They don't need to pop off like that. So even with the BETs, I feel like some people were dressed really well.
Yes.
I know Dochi, she always kills it.
She always, like, my girl.
I love her so much.
Same time.
She always kills it. Who else was dressed really well? It's just even hard to find.
It's hard. Like every time I'm just thinking of all of these outfits that I saw, I'm just like,
But did you see how they dressed for Kings of Joburg?
Yeah. Oh, Kings of Joburg, Sana. People came out and
hi Sana, it looked like they were in the middle of winter.
Play.
Those coats, I thought those coats could cover a family of 4.
Yeah, it was giving Mama.
I was shocked. I'm like, what are these things that these people are wearing? Like, people were dressed amazing. Let me not take that away. People were dressed amazing.
Yes.
And those coats were gorgeous. Mara, some of those coats, it looked like they had 5 animals, and I'm sure it was all faux fur. Like I know we are even at times where we don't wear the real animals. You know, we protect the environment. Mara, but they dressed great.
People were looking lovely at the premiere of Kings of Joburg. Absolutely looking forward to watching season 3.
Yeah, I can't.
Bella. I just wanted to talk about that because you remember I said I wanted to give it a chance.
Yes.
I started because I've been bedridden the whole week. I just started watching it from season 1. Guys, absolutely
good.
Love it. Like, guys, I am so sorry. Connie Ferguson films, please. I take my words
Netflix,
back.
South Africa.
Swallow my words.
Yeah.
What an absolutely amazing story.
That's exactly what I've been saying. Like sometimes you just have to give it a chance. Just because it's supernatural doesn't mean that it doesn't align with who we are. I mean, South African folklore is filled.
And I also appreciate how they were able to come up with the supernatural dynamic there, and also just link it to how relative we are in terms of like our ancestral line, like lineage as black people. And I'm just like, okay, no, actually they ate this up, you know.
Dango.
So I'm still on season 2 because I can't keep up, guys. I'm still on season 2. I'm gonna start watching season 3, I'm sure, during the week, maybe, if I don't get to have a hectic week. But shout out to Kings of Joburg. Sana, they definitely ate. And if you haven't seen it, if you were like me, you're just like, nah, I don't like this. This is not my cup of tea. Sana, please go
give it a
and
chance.
Give it a try. You will definitely not regret it. We do have an amazing citizen coming through on the app saying, hey citizens, happy weekend. I'm spending my Saturday watching the Proteas up against the Australians. It's promising to be a good day for South Africa. The Proteas, they never disappoint, Sana. I absolutely know that. I don't know about Bafana, but they're not doing so bad anymore. Hey guys, I must quite wait. You know, the Proteas are always just making us happy. The Springboks are always just making us happy, and then there is a bunch of losers.
No, Bafana, no.
No, now they are not. Now they are not anymore, ne? Because I personally, they are not anymore because, like, the Bafana squad is comprised of just mostly Sundowns players. So, hey, Bafana Sundowns. So that's why now they are at least looking like they are doing something better. So,
let me tell you something. Bayazama.
They have been trying. Shout out to them. Shout out to our squad for representing us.
Bayazama. Like, I mean, okay, South Africa, cricket, Banepet.
Yes.
Banepet, those people will always make it to the finals, but they'll never win.
Yes, but at least that's more than enough. Like, that's better.
But
I think.
but not better. They need to go and pray about something.
Yes, they need to go and cleanse.
Yeah, they need to go slaughter something. Because how many times do you make it to the final and not win?
And maybe they must get themselves maybe their very own Mama Joy. And
that's
they
wild.
These super fans, but sometimes they bring out,
I was shocked to find out that these super fans are flown around by the government.
They are.
Imagine
tax money that is supposed to be spent on children's education.
Okay.
Tax money that is supposed to be spent on
tax money that could help create jobs.
Imagine.
Even if it's just 50 jobs.
And they get paid to
fly the world.
Supporters.
You can't be a super fan from home.
Sana.
Went to watch party.
Sana, in South Africa, I think in South Africa we do have money. This country is very rich.
We have ways of wasting money.
Yes.
If there's one thing we know how to do, it's to waste.
Yes.
I saw what you flew one person, not even a group. You flew one.
Imagine.
And then that one person must eat, sleep. All of that must be paid for.
All of that.
And now, as the country progresses through the tournament, you're telling me they're gonna show up for each one?
For each and every match.
And they don't go for free most.
I'm telling you, they don't. Like, they don't. And that's absolutely crazy, man. It goes to say, Uguti, I know there are a lot of our state resources and funds that are just going to the wrong people, wrong audience, wrong target. And I'm just like,
hitting the mark.
Will we ever come to a point where, man, the government just does us right? Nkosi, please help us. Oh, what an amazing one by Basi and Amos. And the title of that one is Izenzo. Ahead of that one, we did bring you a very nice Ndisize by Cairo featuring Ami Faku. Haven't heard from my girl Ami Faku in a while. Absolutely miss. She's busy doing big things, I'm sure, because that lady never seems to disappoint. I would, though, have loved if she maybe got into studio and did something nice with Kelvin Momo, who did have his weekend at the Red Bull Symphonic last week. Now let's take a moment to breathe in what we just witnessed that past weekend. I mean, Kelvin Momo, he is the soulful king of Amapiano, and
So, I mean, I hear you loving him, but allegedly, I don't know if you saw on the tweets,
bring it on
the X, formerly known, people were actually saying, boy, didn't really pull through.
Well,
people were saying that it wasn't as great. They were like, we need to debrief, and I keep on looking for this debrief.
No, I think a lot of people expected it to be up to the standard Kabza, in essence. But when you also compare the two's music, like, it's not the same. Ukabza took most of his spiritual songs and made it a playlist for the symphony, which is why now the symphony had his version of the symphony carried more weight, because he performed more of his spiritual songs. And his spiritual songs also, when you like bring the instruments in, like, it just makes it like more heavier, and I don't know, man. I don't think it was just any performance. It was also elegance, it was also power, and I don't know, it was just culture wrapped in one.
And then kiss.
Hey, some Romeo and Juliet.
And then that kiss.
But also, when I look at this whole symphony concept, I'm just like, who would have thought that the genre born in Emakoneni, Ekasi, like the Shisanyamas, the house parties, and
soon you'll see 3-step. On 3-step.
Yeah.
Oh, at least I got the name right.
Imagine.
3-step. Ever since Phindi started mentioning 3-step, I see 3-step everywhere. I'm like, 3-step. I shame it's not giving up. It's
it is not giving up. And who would have thought this genre would one day be presented like classical music? I mean, shout out to Kelvin Momo. He didn't just perform, but I think he elevated the sound. The show overall, in terms of himself, Kelvin Momo, I don't know what he was doing a lot there on stage. He wasn't supposed to perform now. He was just supposed to let the band do its thing, let the artists sing, let the that kiss was really nice between him and his lover.
That
Babalo M, shout out to my girl Babalo M. Absolutely love her. And I don't know, man. Also would have loved to see and hear Uyolanda, the late Yolanda, perform.
Who do you think should go next?
Next, I think Demtuda should go next.
Okay.
I think Mtude should go next because his music is also amazing.
Do you know who I'd like to see?
Yes.
Tukzin.
Oh,
I know he does
home
and three-step, you know. It's not necessarily piano.
Would
but that would be very interesting to see in a whole symphony orchestra vibe. Like, it's very... I don't know. His music is amazing. I love his music. Maybe it's because I love Qom so much, you know. And I can't tell the difference between three-step and Qom.
Yes.
So I can tell the difference between Qom and amapiano, though.
Yes.
Like, there's a huge difference.
Yes.
But I think he would do really great. And I think that he would draw a crowd. I think thinking of it, him, I'd love to see him. And I wonder who else. I would have loved to have seen the late... Ricky Rico, aka.
Oh, aka would have killed.
They have great discographies for those sort of events where they can. I feel like AKA's music takes you on a journey.
It does.
His music takes you on
Lap
a
2010
journey.
to.
It's gone double platinum in your house. That song.
Son.
In your house, that song has gone double platinum. You're the reason that song still plays. Out of the 44 million streams, you are number 43. You are all 43 million streams.
I listen to that song almost every single
What about
day.
MT?
Oh, MT.
But don't be biased. Don't say you would love to see. Do you think his music would be able to move into... Like, you must think, like, AKA's music... It's diverse.
Yes, it is diverse.
Yes, he raps and he has a hip hop sound, but it's not always the same beat.
He sings as well.
Yes,
he has an Afrobeat thing going on.
So he could really do that sort of symphony orchestra because the instruments could find a way to make it work.
Yes.
Ricky Rick, I just think.
And also he has proven to capture the audience with his live performances.
Yes.
He also used to perform with a live band. Most of the time he'd have his drummer. He'd had everyone just come there, perform the song with him live.
Who else would
So I think he has proven that he can
he would have eaten it. I'm trying to think out of the people who are these rappers. I'm trying to think. Casper, I don't know. I'm not a Casper fan, so I wouldn't be able to speak.
I'm not a Casper fan as well, but I do listen to Casper's music. I don't think his discography would amount to a great vibe in terms of the symphony. KO. Not really, not entirely. Mangiting Bega from Tear Gas until KO now. He has great hip hop sounds. He has generational sounds. KO is the one artist who always has a generational hit.
What?
So with Tear Gas, he had Umhlobo Wami, and then there was a time where just Tear Gas split, and then it was Cash Time Fam, and then they had a goodbye with all of those kids, and then from then on there was the Karakara.
Oh, Karakara!
Everyone thought
was a
KO was Sagamtala. It's Chai. He came on with Ikarakar.
What about Aries?
Okay. Aries would.
Blackie, Aries,
I think
Anati.
Anati does have a great discography. Especially with the work that he's done also with Keenan Forbes. So I think yes, he would make a nice Red Bull Symphony. Blackie would also too because his music is amazing. Usimamane would too. However, with Usimamane, I don't know, his live performances are always just not so...
Someone who I think would obviously eat, but I mean, he's known for such things, would be... Mandisa Yankees.
Yes.
I've been to his show and let me tell you, I'm just in awe of that man. I love his music. Mandisa, I love him. I'm trying to think, this person who just came to mind, I forgot who this person is. I was going to say they don't necessarily have a... What
genre do they sing?
It's gone. It's just gone. Yes. Hopefully it comes back.
I'm trying to think
because with the orchestra. Now I've got it. So 2 names.
Yes.
It's not individuals. It's groups. Right. TKZ.
Oh, TKZ. Classic.
It will be like a throwback show. Obviously, classic. I feel like they would do well.
Classic. Yeah.
And then why have I forgotten who this one is? It was just here. Who's that group? That very popular group.
What do they sing? Is it The Soil?
Not The Soil, not The Soil. The one with the guy and the girl, man.
The guy and the girl. Mafikizolo.
I think it's Mafikizolo.
Freshly ground would also have
I actually never thought of freshly ground.
thing.
Yes, freshly ground.
Even the muffins. Oh, the muffins would have a nice Red Bull Symphony because they gave us some amazing songs. They gave us some very nicely packaged indigenous
What
music.
about international artists? I mean, I know Red Bull does this on a global scale. This is not the only place where this happens. They have one in America.
Burna Boy would kill it.
Oh, yes.
I think Burna Boy would kill it. No lie. I think on a larger scale, Billie Eilish.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, she has great music.
Yes.
And she has a great discography. But I don't know if she fits into maybe that's what would make it so cool.
Yes.
She doesn't, I don't necessarily see her as someone as an orchestra girl type of thing, you know?
I also didn't see Gabza like that until I heard the Red Bull Symphony, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense.
Right?
This brought piano to us in another light.
I'm trying to think international. Who else is there? Calvin Harris?
Kelvin Harris does have a nice... Hey, Marayo, it's very busy. No, Kelvin Harris, nah. He must just sit this one out. He must just sit this one out.
And I'm trying to think of people who are not just singers, but like rappers. What about 50 Cent?
I think...
Kendrick.
Nah, Kendrick, not really so much. I think J. Cole would. I think J. Cole would have a nice
Who's this
symphony.
one that I love so much? Who's that child of God when he's existing? Childish Gambino.
Oh, Childish Gambino. Oh, yeah.
Yes, Childish Gambino.
He's also a great storyteller. So I think his music also would just make a nice Red Bull Symphony. If you watched Era Kelvin Momo and if you were there to witness the greatness, I don't know. This thing just kind of makes me ask, like, is this the future of Amapiano? Like, where the genre gets this kind of respect and platform, jazz and the music, like, has had for years.
Do you think it's the genre or the people who are in the genre? And the way that they don't take it as just any genre. They treat it with respect. They treat it with the same.
Unfortunately, I beg to differ.
You think so?
I beg to
That's what I'm saying.
I think we, the consumers of the music,
we treat it with respect.
Yes, that's why you find these events are a success. You get what I'm saying? Because also these people. I mean, I was talking about the very same thing on the show. Gucci, like these Amapiano artists, they do not show up to interviews, they do not show up to gigs. They always.
But not all of them.
Yeah, not all of them. Only some of them. And Kelvin Momo is very notorious for not showing up and for ghosting Ama gigs. You know. But he nonetheless did well. We can't take his good work away from him.
Yeah.
Yes, we can't. And I don't know. I don't necessarily. Hey, I don't know what the future for Amapiano holds, but
do you think it's gonna fall away, like as a genre?
No, as a genre, no, it's not gonna fall away. However, I don't think its artists are gonna like survive long in the industry. It's just always going to be like a reshuffle of new artists every week. As we all know, there's a new hot artist every week, Amapiano, because of the nature of.
But don't you think maybe it also depends on the consistency and like that? I mean, you can be consistent but make bad music.
Yes.
And obviously we're not going to follow you if you're making bad music, or we're not going to support you unless we're like a diehard fan.
Yeah,
but even diehard fans,
you're like iLembe and your mom has lots of money.
Damn.
Because
you can hit that pow pow pow.
Well, unless your mom owns Royal AM and has millions and millions and is being hunted down by SARS and the Hawks, then you know.
I have no comment because wow, that I'm shocked by that. I was shocked. I wasn't expecting. I never knew.
You know, Asaz, but I just hope that this.
You can't buy streams though.
You can't buy streams at all. You cannot.
You can. How do you buy streams?
People actually use these automated bots to stream and stuff like that. And that thing also, it's the bad side of the industry.
You can buy anything. People buy followers.
You know, and I think also Red Bull Symphonic would be nice if like it was recorded live in terms of now they make it like a whole. You know how Joyous Celebration records their concerts live and then they make it.
Maybe Red Bull and Showmax should have a deal.
Even on the music platforms, you can even like find those live performances. I think that also would
have a live album recording type of thing.
Yeah, you know, that would be nice. That would actually get us also like just to if you are not there, you can actually just get to listen to the beauty that.
But imagine those royalties. How would it be divided?
Yeah, amongst so many people, Sana.
Because how many people are in that orchestra?
Hey, already this industry is just going through a lot with the artists, the managers, royalties. Yeah, I mean, that now would be another conversation to have. But do let us know what you think, Uguti. What does this mean for the genre, Uguti? Is it? Are we getting somewhere with the future of Amapiano? Because now it is getting the platform jazz and the classical music have had for so many years. Do let us know what you think on the X app at Bogoma and Radio, and don't forget to use the hashtag Echoes of the City, and also do hit us up on the app. We are coming to you live on the Twitch streaming app, so if you want to listen and look at our handsome and beautiful faces,
and she's got a wee. This is her natural hair.
Please, natural hair hoodie. And amazing, back to back, coming through from William Huda and Usiza. Amazing, you know, at Echoes of the Music, Echoes of the City, rather.
Talking for a second, I was like, okay, wait, are we moving?
You know it, Echoes of the City, we always give you the
But nice, you know, Echoes of the Music is actually a really cute name. Echoes of the Music.
Because the music keeps on
echoing through the city.
City, Sana Per, you know what it is. Before we go any further, can we just show some love to the real kings? I mean, tomorrow is Father's Day, and today on Echoes of the City, we are taking a moment to celebrate the men who have raised us,
Daddy
who have
dearest,
guided us, protected us, and even when they didn't have the words, showed us love in their own very quiet ways. I mean, fatherhood doesn't always look one way. I mean,
and that's true.
I'm not a father, but I just know, man, you know, it's always just biological dads, stepdads, grandfathers, uncles, brothers, mentors, the list goes on. I mean, even moms who played both roles.
That's true.
I mean, today we salute all of those who show up with strength, softness, wisdom, and presence. And if your father's still around, give him his flowers now whilst he's still
take advantage.
Please,
you know.
please. And if it's no longer with us, we hold space for that grief and gratitude.
What does hold space mean? People always say we're holding space. Where are we holding? What are we holding? Like, people are like, we're holding space for the lyrics. I'm like, holding space. Well,
in this essence, you know, I was telling a friend of mine who recently lost his father. You know, grief. The one thing about grief is that the one thing that makes grief painful is the fact that grief is just is love that has nowhere to be placed. Like,
Dr.
You
Phil.
know, I mean,
Oprah.
I mean, I know for one, because I lost both my parents. I think the pain, like that void has always just been there, because like you have this love that you have for this person, but you can't share it even with the next person. You know, because this love is for this specific person that's not
and
there
that person alone
for you to pour into. So I just think this love, it's just love that doesn't have anywhere else to go. So it just keeps on lingering, and then it comes back to you, and then it chows you, because you remember, this person is not here, and I love them, and I can't share my love with them because they're not here physically to witness the love and to even like share the love with. So I don't know if you are grieving your father out there, and if your father's no longer with us, we do hold space for that grief and gratitude. And if your relationship with your dad is complicated, please,
complicated,
we do see that too.
And so, shout out to all the dads who are making it work.
Yes.
Shout out to all the dads who are pulling through, the single dads, the present dads.
Yes.
I know we see you guys. You are loved and appreciated.
Yes.
And to all the dads who are not present, to all the dads who left their kids and never came back, we hope lightning finds you.
We do hope lightning finds you. What are you doing? What's that one special thing that you're doing for your dad this weekend? I'm just going to go to his resting place and clean up. First thing tomorrow morning, just clean up, you know, his tombstone, and just do something cute. Put some flowers there, and maybe a bottle of something, because my dad liked his liquor. And, you know, I'll just do that. Send some flowers. Yeah, and I even pass by my mom, because they're also actually resting in the same place.
Okay.
So I even pass by there, leave the ghost some flowers, you know, and yeah, I think that's just gonna be what I do for Father's Day, because I mean, my dad's not here. I would have just bought him flowers or something. Or,
my dad's far.
But if he was right here, what would you be doing with him?
You know, my dad, okay, so funny enough, my dad and I are like twins. We're very similar. We're very narcissistic. We're very stubborn.
Are you narcissistic?
I am.
Well, you don't come across as...
Okay, like we're just very stubborn and narcissistic at times. Those are the bad traits about us. But at the same time, the very good trait is we're actually very loving.
Yes.
My dad and I are very sentimental, and we don't like showing it. We like talking. My dad and I, the problem is when we're in the same room, we both want to be the main character.
Yes.
So our personalities can clash a lot. So like me, I haven't been home. I think the last time I was home was in March.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm not someone who goes home a lot.
Yes.
But like the thing that my dad and I have is like we'll go out for breakfast. That's just the thing that him and I do, just the two of us. And it's probably the most awkward breakfasts I can ever go on because my dad and I never know what to speak about.
Yes.
Like I always joke. Yeah, like I always joke like I'm not my dad's child in the sense that my father loves sport. My father, there are certain things that my father loves and that I love, and those two things never come together.
Never.
But like I've realized over the years that sometimes I don't know if I can say you have to make sacrifices or you have to compromise, né?
Yes.
But it's similar to like a relationship with a partner. There are certain things that you won't like, but you learn to like them for that partner.
For that person. So we can try and enjoy them together.
Yeah. So like with my dad, there are certain things I've had to train, I guess, for lack of a better word, teach myself so that I can spend time with him
and be able to enjoy
that time with him. Like my dad likes playing darts. So my dad is part of a club where he plays darts. He goes there every Tuesday.
Amazing.
So when I am home, I'll go with him. We'll play darts together type of thing.
Yes.
So if I was home for Father's Day, I'd just take the man out for breakfast. And we both love breakfast. My father's an early bird. So he likes waking up. I don't like waking up. There's this story that I can't share. One day I'll share it. A very embarrassing story. Already, it was already all over. You know, so yeah, but there's also been a lot of people in my life who have been father figures, and that's not because my father was never there.
Yes.
It's just because there are certain spaces I've been in where I haven't had my dad with me. And I'm not that close to my dad. It's still a relationship that I'm growing.
Yes.
So there have been spaces where, you know, like you said, you have mentors, and those mentors become like brothers.
Yes.
They become like father figures to you. So yeah, shout out to them for being there and teaching us so many things.
Yeah,
and
shout out to them.
Celebrate those people while they're still here, just like Phindi said, you know, like the way life just happens so quickly. You'll leave studio and find out Mang Mang has passed on. That time you walked into studio and they were still there.
Yeah, you know.
So yeah.
Speaking on that, I recently lost a childhood friend to suicide. I recently lost a childhood friend to suicide this past Monday. And he was an amazing father to his child. He wasn't doing so well mentally, like his mental health was just all over the place. Yeah. And what we were talking about last week on the show, just like quickly just came back to me. It came back to me to say, you know, but like how Ntwana, like why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you even write a letter? Why didn't you? We were here for him as friends, but I guess maybe things got a bit too hectic.
Much.
He couldn't, just speak out about it, and then he just resorted to suicide. And he did leave behind an amazing young little beautiful baby girl, and you know that baby girl would be saying Happy Father's Day tomorrow, Mara. That is so sad. R.I.P. to my homie Biggie. And on a lighter note, we do have amazing music that has been put out by our local musicians this past week. I mean, June has been an amazing week. Hasn't been an amazing month rather for music, with the Kelvin Momo kicking up the month with his album Tato ya Mudimo. We also had KO also, who just dropped something yesterday.
A little something, Nyana.
Yes, he released an album titled Ipara City, and on that album he features the likes of Aboyang Stana, Black Diamond, Nalidia Piwe, MT, my goat, and 25K. That one get dropped yesterday, so you want to go check that out on all your DSPs. Speaking of Amapiano, Umdu, aka TRP, also dropped something yesterday titled The Vault. It's a 7-track EP, and he features the likes of Tracy, Tato Hatsi, Soulful Disciple, Brown Bread, Tycoon, and Uzintle, who is a lovely Amapiano vocalist that is on the rise. Someone who we absolutely love on Echoes of the City as well, Usam Deep, who has been playlisted a lot of times on Echoes of the City. That time we were still even doing Ama Top 10. He always used used to be most of the time always used to be number one because his hits are always hitting. He dropped a joint project with Sticks and Nacho, and the title of that one is Kings of Kwapi Volume 1. It is a 17-track album.
17 tracks.
17. These guys are always busy in studio, Sana. I am telling you. And on that one, he features the likes of Utato Hati, Tracy, Professor, the legend Professor, Risma Lisa, Babalwa M, if I haven't mentioned her, Mr. Jazik, and so many more. So you do also want to look out for that. Speaking of abantu abangafuna ukufa emhlabeni, Lil Wayne, he also dropped a project.
Ma'am.
No. Guys, I'm not saying this like in a bad light.
Ma'am.
Hey, but
we are Ziva now.
He's been around and
Nikki featured there. Nikki featured there.
Yeah, and I absolutely love, I've been listening to it, and I personally feel like, I love Lil Wayne. I love Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is good, but for today's generation, I don't think Ama2K are going to consume his music. It's just going to be us, the loyal ones from YMCMP days.
You think so?
And
I think he could make a comeback with this generation. I feel like with Lil Wayne's music, it's always been he's always very much about the lyrics.
Yeah.
He's always very much about the lyrics. I've always considered him as someone, like when he writes his pen, he doesn't miss 6 foot, 7 foot.
Yes.
And I think that was one of the songs that I loved the most. I've never been a real big fan of his music, but like he's always been a good lyricist. And I think like today's generation, as much as a lot of trap, there's a lot of people who like commercial type of music.
Yes.
There's also that underground, there's those people who enjoy if you can like who's this guy? What's his name? Givian.
Oh, yeah.
If you can appreciate the likes of Kelvin, if you appreciate the sounds of, like, these are people who are very into how they produce. I think that's who Lil Wayne is.
Yes.
I think he might find a comeback.
We'll see. We just hope
he
will find a comeback with the Carter 6, which he just dropped this week. Absolutely amazing to see. He's still trying, but he's still trying.
Do you think at some point musicians should just take their step back and be like, yeah, I'm done?
Maybe.
How? That's how you pay the bills.
I don't know. Also, sometimes I just feel like bow out before you bow down. Because sometimes you're just gonna be like, he fell off. No, better just.
But how do you know? What are the signs?
I think someone said there's no great time to retire in the industry. You just have to die a legend. So you see how AKA passed away. He passed away at his peak. Actually, that someone said in an interview that's the greatest way of someone in the industry, like, to actually just leave the world, like leave the industry.
Is to die.
Not to say the greatest way is to die, like die. It's to say, man, there was never, we hadn't gotten to a point where we were saying, hey, he's falling off.
But Mara, you see, this is my thing.
He died struggling like a
Bolundi. How do you get to a point where you can say it's good? Bonang never bowed out.
Yes.
Bonang just started, and I always make examples.
But she's still there.
I always speak of her because she is the icon, the legend, the moment.
Yes.
Bonang just said, okay, let me just start venturing out of just being a TV host.
Yes, because
she started investing in businesses. You look at Amanda DuPont. There she said, okay, shop in actor, skincare brand.
Yes.
And it's doing amazing. DJ Zinke said, okay, I'm doing great, I'm doing well, I'm doing amazing. She hasn't bowed out. She's still making great music.
Yes.
And then she said, era. Then she said, hair.
Yes. Because there has to be something outside of
the music, of the industry that you're in, right? Because an actor can always act.
Yes.
As they grow, they will always be, as long as they're relevant and they're good at what they're doing, they'll always find a way to fall in somewhere.
Until they die.
Yeah, until they die.
Yes.
TV presenting, I think at some point you fall off.
Yeah.
You have to find a way. You have to find a way to make it work.
Yes, it's hard. That's why we also venture into things like your emceeing
and radio,
and
and
things like that.
look at, okay, he's not really He's more a radio person. Bongani Bingwa.
Yo, Bongani Bingwa.
Yes, and I mean he does 702. He does the morning show, right?
Yes.
He's not old, but he's old.
Yeah, he's old. He's old.
You know, like, so now my question is, I mean, as a musician, you can always make music.
Yes.
How are you going to say now, okay, I'm drawing the line? I mean, Beyonce's never drawn the line.
Your music is, but guys, Beyonce will forever be great.
Beyonce's never drawn the line. You could say Rihanna drew the line. She said sharp. After Auntie, she said Shapoka vibe, I'm out.
Yeah, and then she ventured into business.
Right? Mm-hmm. Look at I don't want to use international people. I want to use South Africans.
Yeah.
Okay, we haven't heard anything from Shoma Josie in a while, but I don't think she's fallen off.
Hey, yeah.
But she did open her business for hair.
For hair, yes, because that's what she was popularly loved and adored for by the kids.
Yes, she did open that. Trying to think, okay, we haven't heard anything from Simi.
Oh, absolutely love Simi. Oh.
And I mean, maybe she's working on something in the background. It's the same as Ami Faku.
I hope she is. Because also, even Boosie came up with this whole thing. You would say, I'm retiring, like I'm Saki. And I was just like, you guys, why are you still retiring, Mara? You are great. But also, that's fine. I get you. Maybe you're trying to create a demand. You know, where you feel like, hey, maybe I'm underappreciated. Let me remove myself so that the industry can see what I'm
And then they don't come back.
And then they don't.
And
then we just like, bye.
So that's why I'm trying to ask you, like, you say bow out when it's still good. But, like, what if you still have one good album in you?
Yeah, I personally felt like Umsaki, Nobusi.
Yes.
Were those kind of artists who would say, hey, guys, yeah, you still owe us some good music.
You know,
because there's still some good music in you.
I think, you know what I would think, and I know nothing about the music industry. Mm-hmm. I think you are the one who definitely has more knowledge about these things.
Yeah.
Me, I just like speaking. And I like thinking. That's my problem. I would say, wouldn't you take it as an indicator the moment your sales don't start?
Yeah, your streams, if it, because we don't buy hard copies anymore, like of albums and
the moment your streams are okay, yeah, that's the word, your streams. I mean, look at Uncle Waffles. One of her songs just hit 30 million streams.
Yeah, and
so are you telling me that Uncle Waffles is going to at some point have to? This would be her time. This is her peak.
Yes,
this is where she's hot. This is where she's happening. Mm-hmm. And like we've spoken about her before, and we've spoken about her team and how they work and how they manage and how they make such a hype around her. Like imagine her deciding, yeah, shop guys, bye.
Yo, that would be sad.
I would go and look for her.
Same, son.
I would go down Kangel.
Yeah,
babes.
Kangela. Oh, I don't know. I think, I don't know.
Look at Lady Gaga. She had a very bad art pop. Did not do well.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Then there was the album after art pop that didn't do as great. Now, this new album that came out, boom, she's back up again.
Yeah, and she's probably killing the streams right now. Oh, that's amazing, man. But in South Africa, I think it's a different conversation to have altogether, which is why I personally feel like these Amapiano artists are not taking themselves seriously as a business and as brands. So I think they need to start venturing into other streams of businesses, so that they can be able to maybe remain financially.
It's so important to diversify your portfolio, as the investment bankers say. Diversify your portfolio.
That is true.
You know, like I think in this space, it's so dynamic and it's so volatile. Mm-hmm. It's one chemical reaction after the next.
Yes,
you're hot and then you're not, and then you're hot and then you're not,
and then you're not, and then
so
you're not.
yeah. And I think maybe that's why you can find it that if you want to say we must take a bow. Mm-hmm. We are not Rihanna.
We are definitely not.
We are not Rihanna to be just taking bows.
Yes,
and I mean, if you look at South Africans, how many South Africans are actually going to consume what artists put out there?
That's true. We are not sure, actually. And artists are not sure if their music is going to be consumed as much by the public. But now we just glad that they always just keep on putting in the work. Speaking of someone who's always putting in the work, here is Usimamane and Usjava. Absolutely lovely music coming through from Echoes of the City, Usimamane featuring Usjava. And that is how we say goodbye to you on Echoes of the City with a love song, because we love,
because we are in love with
love,
Sana.
And unfortunately, we have come to that part of the day where we have to love and leave you. But we do want to thank you so much for tuning in from 11 a.m. up until 1 p.m. The show is nothing without you. And thank you for engaging with us on Twitter or on X, formerly known as Twitter, and also on the app. We are coming to you live on Twitch as well, because we are everywhere you go.
We're not just a radio station, we're a digital radio station, okay? You download that app, you go onto Twitch, engage, because you know what it is, you know what it do. You know, they like to say this thing at work, they like, give it a name and call it a day.
Yeah.
Give it a name and call it a day. So it's about that time. But miss, you know, gotta end with the word of the day. What's your word of the day?
My word of the day is love your fathers, respect them, and honor them.
Whoa, I am done. I got God,
Happy Father's Day, everybody.
What a child of God, son.
Yeah, but what's your word of the day?
Never trust men.
Yeah, seconded.
Kuyabanda ngaphandle. Now you are unblocking numbers.
Oh, now you're unblocking now. Hey, stranger. Awesome. Hey, stranger. Guys, focus. Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay warm.
He didn't text you in summer.
No, and then why is he texting you?
Why is he texting you now?
Sana, no. Stay focused. Never drop the ball, and just hold it down for the rest of this weekend until we will see you next week to do it bigger and better right here on Echoes of the City. We love you. Bye.